welcome back to another Tabletop Talk. Today, I'm going to talk about the new update for Payoff Pitch Baseball that Joe has just released. Not a major update, but some couple of pretty cool things that I thought you might be interested. Today is September the 24th, 2021, and all of these updates, the new charts, and the other things, the new instructions are available as a PDF download, and for the rest of September, it's only $3. So I want to make you aware of that. So now would be a good time if you're interested in the updates to go ahead and get that for just $3. So I think the upgrades are good. One thing to think about or to know is that you don't have to do this, and it doesn't affect your previous purchases. All the things are you can do, or you can stick with the old version of the game. And again, they're not major changes, so the game hasn't been overhauled or anything like that. But just some little tweaks. As I said in my review of this game back in Tabletop Talk version 5, this game is tweakable, and a lot of the community, like ID Jester, has made some pretty big changes and some tweaks and things that some people use, and there's a chart for getting a lead that's actually included in the PDF that somebody has created that you can use as an optional different way to get a lead about trying to steal. So Joe has taken it on himself to make some changes, and again, I think they're pretty good. The first thing that he did, and I want to be careful not to show off too much, so somebody who's dishonest would take snapshots and not have to get it. So, but for $3, hopefully nobody would do that for just $3. The directions have been redone. This has been up for a little while, and I'm pretty sure you can download the directions for free. So, but they have been. He went through and made some changes. I know, like on the base running, he made it clearer that there's a basic base running option and then an advanced. And in the previous directions, that wasn't clear, and so sometimes it was a little confusing about which one you were using. Whereas in the new directions instructions, it's much clearer. So there's 14 pages, so and that includes 3 or 4 pages of how to use the fast action cards if you want to do that. So pretty clear. I think this is an improvement. So reading through it, again, I'd been playing the game, so I understood most of it already. But this is clear, so that's the first change, is that the directions and instructions are a little bit easier to get through. The second thing he did or another thing rather, I doubt that he did that in this order, is the pitcher fatigue. So I'll just show you those real quick. There's basically 2 for starters and 2 for relievers. And so instead of, if you remember the old version, that you have, you get a card that's based on their ERA and how many home runs and strikeouts and things like that. So this is just a generic that you use, and there's reason there's 2 of them is so that you have one for both teams. I actually ordered a set of pitcher hitting cards just recently, and so these came with it. But they also are included in that $3 PDF. And so I like this update. Instead of being just a generic, here's a fatigue card, the changes are more based on the pitcher's card itself. So like if you get, you change, certain results to other results, that's independent, it still is has the character of the card, if that makes sense. So instead of just a generic, here's their new 2 through 12 options, it's like if they have this, then it changes to that. And so again, you're really good. And there was a little bit of that in the in the different fatigue cards you would use, but it's even more now because again, if a pitcher has certain ratings, then it's obviously going to affect them more than if they don't have those ratings. So I think it's an improvement. I like the new fatigue better, and so again, I got these on the really good quality card stock because that's why I bought the pitcher hitting cards, because my little PDFs didn't feel good among the other great cards that I had. So I wanted to get a set, and thankfully I got it after he had ordered these. I also just wanted to say, I think he said that if anybody has ordered it after August the 1st, and you might want to check that, but that you will get the upgrades for free. So if you got a printed set, he will ship you a new printed set. If you got a PDF, he will get you a new PDF if it's after August the 1st. But for $3, even if he didn't do that, that's very reasonable. And again, there's a couple things in here that's worth the price of admission if that's all he did. The next thing is here are the charts. So they was when I printed them off, basically there were 4, 2 sheets, one on each side. You can kind of get the layout there to kind of see what they look like, and my own little notes and some things I highlighted. And then here are the new ones. Now they have increased a little bit, so but as you can see, the layout, the font is bigger, the layout is a lot neater, and instead of 4 pages, there's actually now 6, and they're, as you can see, it's like base running, so it's a lot more organized. And then you go over here and you got your outs, and then you go over here and you got your stealing, hit and run, and infield, sacrifice bunt, and then the last one is the defense, and there's 2 pages of that. So it's, and as you can see, the layout is really nice. So again, I don't want to put it up there too long, but so basically, you go from 4 pages to 6, and but again, the font's a little bigger, so that could probably account for 1 page. Hope you like my little Stratomatic. I dug that up the other day, and obviously that's my YouTube picture, and so brings back a lot of memories with that little green board. But anyway, I digress. The charts are easier to read. They're laid out, in my opinion, much more sensible. Not great changes. I do know he made some tweaks to the hit and run, which I like. But everything else is pretty close to the way it was. Again, he did, clarify on the base running what's basic and what's the advanced option, or using the fast action cards. So again, that's laid out clear on the charts as well. And he's got the injury chart, pitcher rest chart, if if you're going from game to the game, but they're laid out much nicer. And again, you just got 1 more page if you're printing on both sides. And for me, this last thing I'm going to talk about is the greatest change. I'm a little excited about this one. So anyway, here is the old rare play chart. So as you can see, you got 1 for bases empty, 1 for on base, and that was the extent of it. Here is the new rare play charts. So as you can see, we got I don't know how many pages there. I got them numbered, so there's actually 9. So that, to me, that's great. That was one of the weaknesses to me of the game before, was that the rare play chart was kind of weak. It wasn't terribly exciting, and that's one thing I like about Replay Baseball. Their rare play chart is great. So he has made a major upgrade on that, and it's really good. And it's kind of cool because you still got bases empty and runners on base, but now it's based on the result you get on the pitcher's card. So like if you get if you roll on a ballpark or a wheelhouse, the rare play is different than if you rare or roll in play. And so that's really cool. And I imagine that he's tied that to the stats, so that obviously the results are, if it's a wheelhouse, it's going to, the rare play is going to affect, it's going to show that, if that makes sense. And so that's really cool. To me, that's worth $3 easy for that new rare play chart. Again, you've got more charts to deal with. But those rare plays are really cool if they're done well. If they're overdone, and it can get a little, that's just not realistic. But if they're done well, they, to me, they add a lot to the game. And I've read through them, and obviously going forward in my 1964 replay, and I'm using Payoff pitch in my 54 replay periodically between that and replay baseball. I'll be using these new charts, and so as I go forward, you'll be able to see these in action. But I just, it's for $3 again, and that sale price is, I think it's only $6 or $5 after that, but it's $3 right now through the end of September 2021. That's worth the price of admission. I would have paid that just for the extra rare plays. And again, I've read through them, and they're very interesting and cool. So I'll be interested to see how that adds to the experience. So I just wanted to make everybody aware of that. Payoff pitch is still currently my favorite cards and dice baseball game. Again, I love the other games, but the one I tend to go to and seem to enjoy the most right now is the Payoff pitch. And you have my review on that, so I won't go into too much detail. But in my opinion, this upgrade adds a lot. The charts are much better and easier to read. He tweaked the hit and run, and the pitcher fatigue is an improvement, I believe. And so I think he has made a great game just a little better. And again, if you don't get if you like it the way it was and you don't want to spend the $3 on the upgrades, you're not gonna, it's not gonna change anything. And then all your previous games and seasons that you've bought aren't going to be affected at all. So and that's, to me, that's smart. You don't want to, if you get an investment in these cards, this is, it's kind of like when a computer, like a Diamond Mind, I have a history with that game. Every update, they always make sure that you're able to bring your old seasons into the new upgrade. And that's just good business, because if you invest that kind of money in seasons, you don't want, to have an upgrade and it's just like, well, great, I've got to buy that season all over. And so that doesn't happen here. You're able to use your old seasons, and everything that's there will carry over into this new upgrade if you want to go that way. And again, if you're happy with it the way it is, obviously you're welcome to stick with what you got. But I plan on using these. I've been using the pitcher fatigue for a little while already. I've had those for a bit, but I just saw that he posted, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before yesterday on Delphi, that the PDFs were available to download and that they were on sale. So wanted to make everybody aware of that. If there's anything that I missed, if you've got the upgrade and there's something that I missed, please put it in the comments. As usual, if you have any questions and I'm able to answer it, I'd be happy to do that. Again, I've got some experience with this game and enjoying it very much. And if I don't know the answer, we can find it out. So anyway, I appreciate it very much, and I will see you next time.